Oh. Coffee pew pew. Oh.
Nice.
This is COFOH Live Undead. I am your host, Daniel Crozier, and we are joined by the amazing Anna Hovek and Dawn Hurlburt.
You write something on my face.
Dawn, Anna, how are you?
Awesome. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Uncaffeinated, clearly.
Yeah.
Pretty hydrating.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love your coffee mugs. Mine just says drink coffee, hail Satan.
Nice. Love it.
Oh, that's cool. Dawn, Anna, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about Colorado Goth Society and your involvement with that, and creating safe places for goth kids and all the events that you do. You guys got a lot going on.
Yes, we do. Hi, I'm Dawn, part of the Colorado Goth Society. I'm one of the admins. We're a collection. We're a Facebook group that provides safe spaces for all kinds of goth industrial kids. And we create awareness of all the experiences and happenings that are going around in Denver. I have a background in events, event production, arts, you name it. So I've been in the scene for a hot minute.
Nice.
And Anna, of course.
I'm Anna. There's the Colorado Goth sign right there. So I'm a member of the group. I've been in the various goth scenes in the U.S. For over a couple decades.
Cool.
And I've been living here in Denver for about 12 years. So I've been a performance artist and Gothic fusion belly dance teacher.
Nice.
With my group Sanctum Noir, which we perform at a lot of the goth events. So I
actually met Anna on a performance.
Yes.
So
we were tied together on stage. It was a shibari act.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
So
we're tied together.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, once you're tied together, I mean, that's
it. It's
with each
other. Right or die goals. Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. So tell us a little bit more about what goth is, especially for the uninitiated. I myself am just kind of vaguely aware. I know of Bauhaus, films such as like The Hunger and stuff, and of course kind of hearkening all the way back to Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's just it. It starts out with maybe the music, or you're introduced to it by seeing somebody with the aesthetic, which is the look of just dark, almost like vampiric, or just makeup, hair, clothes, the fashion of goth. But then there's the music, and then of course there's like movies. I mean, I'm a child of the '80s. I grew up watching all the classic slasher flicks and the obscure '80s, almost like now they're considered cult classics of the goth scene. So in '88 I discovered Night of the Demons.
Right.
And that was actually the first time I heard Bauhaus, was at that scene where she's dancing all sexy, crazy, possessed in front of the fireplace. And I was like, I'm so morbidly drawn to this. Right. I always had an affinity for the dark side. So, I mean, you can be brought into the goth scene so many ways. Maybe you go to a club, maybe you like to hang out in graveyards, maybe you just meet someone along the lines of, you know, the music scene or the film scene, or there's so many ways you can be brought into goth.
Right.
Yeah, it's go ahead.
No, I was just going to reiterate in the on my kind of first experience when I was, I think, 7. You know, I think that's when The Hunger came out, like 1983 or something. Yeah, I was hooked ever since. It's like, you know, being a fan of The Cure and Susie and the Banshees and all that post-punk. Really, it was something that it's endearing. It was just draws you in, right?
Yeah.
And the correlation between that and horror. I mean, that was a perfect example of how they cross-pollinate. Right.
Right. There's definitely that kind of romanticism that goes along with it too. You know, harkening back, obviously, taking a cue from Bauhaus's, Bela Lugosi's dead. Bela Lugosi himself as Dracula. You know, there's that romanticism in the visual aesthetic and that presence too. I kind of think on it a little bit, and there's that goth romanticism, like gothic horror novels that go back to I think as far back as like the is it the 17th century or the 18th centuries?
Yeah, like Lovecraft and Edgar Allan Poe.
Exactly.
Sorry, the 19th century. So because you've got those little love notes like which were adapted into Edgar Allan Poe. There's that sense of romantic poetry, dark poetry that plays into it, and it seems to set itself up so well for music of the 20th century. With Bauhaus, as one, somebody like The Cure. I always go to Joy Division.
Absolutely.
I find that music and the story of the band just haunting and just always ever present too. But yeah, and the 80s. God, gotta love the movies of the 80s.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the fashion, I mean, depending on what part you're at.
Oh, what's that? I'm sorry.
I said the 80s fashion,
Right. It's there was that period of just kind of bombacity and exploration in terms of fashion and art. Try new things. That was such a huge era for like revolution in technology too. We think on that now, but I think like back then, it kind of set the platform or the launching pad for what we just kind of hold.
Yeah, it's a different world for sure. I mean, I remember growing up with an Apple computer with green screen and DOS props. So
right. Me
I
too.
just ate myself.
Did you lay that around too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I never even learned how to type. I still do this. So that's always frustrating. But yeah, with your work with the goth community, I mean, you mentioned that you're creating a safe space for people. I guess one of my questions is, why does there need to be a safe space?
Well, I think with anything, it's our group is a closed group, so we have moderators and we actually have multiple admins. So it takes a village, right? So we don't tolerate any bullying. We just really we encourage people to share, engage, make new friends. I mean, just like with anything, and social media, there sometimes feelings can get hurt and what have you. So I think it's just really making sure that we're allowing and educating people that we're really trying to offer a place to be themselves.
I love how welcoming you guys are too. Like they always welcome new members and just give them that space to be like, hi, we see you. Thank you for joining us. And they're very friendly goths.
Right.
They're not snooty goths at all, which is great. I love that.
No, that's awesome. It seems like in today's world, you need that. You need that sense of community and that sense of belonging. Even with like social media, there's still all that alienation that goes along. Uh-oh, I think you kind of blipped out there for a second, but you're back. But yeah, there's that alienation, but there's also still like online bullying and things like that.
Exactly.
And it's that communal feeling, I think, is definitely very prevalent and very needed in today's world. Probably more so now, especially after working through COVID and everything, and so many people had to live their lives online.
Absolutely. Right. Yep. And the difference, our group too, we're all just, we have a love for building community. We have a love for the music and the fashion and everything. So we're not, we all have day jobs, and we're not necessarily promoters. We're all about really just giving back to the community and bringing us closer together. So
right. James just chimed in. I was born on the dark side.
Nice.
Yep. Relate, James.
Yep.
Antoine.
We're the best.
They are. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, we've got a lot of people, commenting here, so it's really nice that it seems like you have a wonderful, community, and they're galvanized, and they're interested, and they kind of gel over this love of goth culture, and Anna, with your background in performance, like how do you bring that aesthetic to your live performance?
Yeah, I mean, it's very event specific. So for, let's say, our most recent one was Julian Black's Arcane Vampire Ball.
Oh, cool.
And we were able to create a full on like vampire choreography dance. So it's the style I do is called Gothic Fusion Belly Dance. So it takes the aesthetic and the music and the look of goth and mixes it with traditional Middle Eastern belly dance. And it's more theatric and dramatic. So and kind of circling back to the influence of the movies on goth, we had like a few different references in that choreography specifically because we wanted to kind of pay homage to that. So the beginning is I don't know if anyone's seen What We Do in the Shadows, the show.
Yes, love it.
So you remember
and I love the show.
Yeah, you remember that episode with the Vampire Council where they come in with the capes and they do this really cheesy, elaborate dance?
Yeah. Wesley Snipes is on the computer, just like
so great. Yeah. So we actually did kind of like, a pared down version of that intro, and we had black capes instead of white. Then we also did some Akasha moves from Queen of the Damned. And then also some Selma Hayek moves from Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah. So it's fun to incorporate our own passions and different inspirations into an art form and just create something out of nothing that's that we can go and present to at an event where it fits absolutely perfect. So
nice. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and it sounds like you're able to do things at different events. Do you have to adjust to different themes or anything like that? Is it very malleable like that?
Yeah. A lot of the goth events are themed events. So obviously the Vampire Ball is about vampires or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like Goth Prom is a little more open to, just being goth, or, you could probably bring a lot of different aspects of performance art to Goth Prom, which, they have lots of different performers, which is amazing. And
she also has, it's open to the public. She has classes too. So if anybody's interested.
Yeah. It's the same cool. On Facebook is my page. And I post everything under events. any classes that are going on. And we're a small but intimate but very welcoming group. So I love to teach beginners.
Nice. We'll also post some events too on the page as well, the Colorado Goth Society page.
Cool. Okay, that's awesome. So for those out there that aren't aware, Colorado Goth Society is an online group. It's a Facebook group. We do, for everybody who's wanting to look for them, go ahead and take a screen grab. Probably wait until our broadcast is over, but we've got it zipping along down below. And it's the Facebook groups link down there for CGS. And then the event page that we've got, going down there, it's the shortened version of that, is for a Bauhaus, concert that's coming to, was it the Mission Ballroom?
Yep, next week. It's
Oh
the
my
25th.
gosh.
So we partner up with different businesses, venues, promoters that will gift us tickets for us to give out to the community. So we do these features posts that we're ask people to like or love, and then we do a Facebook Live, usually like a couple of days before the show, and we'll deliver your tickets. We'll usually either meet up with you. The particular ones on Bauhaus is you'll go down to Fashion Nation to pick them up. So there's 2 chances to win. You can go down actually to Fashion Nation for tickets to enter there physically, or digitally, you go to the Colorado Goth Society and like our featured post.
Nice. That's awesome. So people can go to Fascination or access it digitally on the Goth page and like it. And we did post early on in this broadcast the details for that, so you have to scroll up for everybody. And there's a lot,
amazing show.
Yeah, there's a lot of posts. Yeah, I mean, Bauhaus, they go back almost 50 years, right? If not,
Yep, they're the pioneers, one of the pioneers for sure.
Yeah, I remember seeing, at least, I think it was half of the original band back in 2005 or 2006, opening up for 9 Inch Nails at Red Rocks and stuff. It was like,
I actually saw that, and I remember I was just jamming out to Bauhaus, and I was like, I can't believe this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking around, and a lot of people didn't even know who they were.
Oh man.
Like, right. There is definitely a disconnect. People are obviously there for 9 Inch Nails because they're on. At the time they were on the radio.
Yeah,
I don't know how relevant popular radio is unless you're online, streaming or on Spotify or something. But yeah, it's I mean, even back then I wasn't fully aware of all that Bauhaus was doing. I knew Peter Murphy and his voice, and I knew Bela Lugosi's dad. So at that point, I was like, oh, I'm a newborn baby chicken, being introduced to the world of Bauhaus at that point. And incidentally, they had a band opening up before them, TV on the radio too, which was an interesting, like, kind of Afrobeat, art band. And so I was just like, oh, what a great world of music to be introduced to, and one I love those type of shows.
Well, speaking of 9 Inch Nails, to segue, if you've seen this, the cat that's kind of going around with some bat wings, his name is Resner, which
let me get him another treat. He's spoiled as fuck.
That's awesome. Hi, Resner.
Come on.
And Resner's got some bat wings too, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's supporting.
Cat.
Yeah.
Right. If bats could fly, they would be with bat wings.
Yes, he's definitely a bat cat.
Yeah, bat cat. There you go. Be careful. Make sure you trademark that because DC Comics might steal it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You can kind of see his bat wings.
Yeah, they have bat hound. Oh man, that's awesome. We've got Yeah, Kim Bark Cemetery Productions. I grew up being the weird kid. It's nice that in today's world there are so many places where it's okay for us to be weird kids.
I love it.
Yes.
We're all weird here.
We're all weirdos. Weirdos.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
yeah, I mean, there's always that idea of like goth people, along with all types of other groups of people, whether it's gay, lesbian, trans, punk kids, art kids, even different ethnicities. So many of those groups get looked at as being the outcasts for different reasons, but being able to join up and combine over some kind of commonality, whether it's ethnicity or a culture that you love or a culture that you speak or something like that, it's so much more needed. And like I mentioned, it's something that is needed more in this world that seems to be out to divide everybody.
Yeah.
It's very infuriating. I mean, it can be political and religious and stuff, and so frustrating. But yeah, when you guys get together, like I'm curious, like amongst goth culture, what's the first thing that you guys just connect over? It's like, oh, you're into goth. What do you like? What's your favorite album? What's your favorite movie? Like, what do you find is the most common?
Music,
Probably
movies,
music, yeah.
like
Music,
obviously
movies.
aesthetic. If you're, if you see somebody, you might say, I really like your makeup, your hair. I mean, there's so many different elements to it, right?
Yeah. 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 Do you ever have talking? Yeah. Like I see a lot of cross sections, obviously with goth and horror, but also like goth and punk. Like
Absolutely, yeah.
One of those bands for me has always been like Susie and the Banshees. That
Yes,
kind of live in both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the Misfits and
yeah, oh yeah.
They're also punk kids too. I mean,
Bauhaus
they
is kind
all
of funky.
Yeah.
I mean, not all their songs are goth sounding, to be honest. Like some of them are kind of punkish or kind of upbeat. So yeah, there's a lot of crossover. I love that though.
Yeah, I interviewed. I'm gonna probably butcher her last name, but Sean Yasalt from White Zombie over a year ago, and we were talking about like all the way back to like Screamin' Jay Hawkins, that on-stage bravado and theatrics, and having to record. I think Put a Spell on You. The original, recording of that was played on the radio and, got enough airplay. And then I think, if I remember right, they were asked to, re-record it or something. Something happened and they were going to re-record it. And they're like, what new can we bring to it? So, Jay got drunk as fuck and came back in, and the version that we all know and love is the drunk version where he's just like belting and loud and
nice,
just kind of screaming. And it's very theatrical and all that. And it's just like, holy crap. But, I think it was, that kind of echoed, what you can do with music. It might not be, at the time it wasn't commercially viable, but holy crap, has it stand the test of time?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And yeah, I just love it when things really, just are so ever present. And it might not catch on right away, but all of a sudden it's got miles and it's got legs, and eventually finds its audience. And I think goth and other subcultures, punk, there's a few other ones that I can't, like groups like Psychic TV. It's so bizarre, weird electronica type music, and but it finds its audience. Takes a while, but yeah. So I'm always mesmerized when stuff kind of has a ripple effect, and take the
Oh,
while.
music. I mean, music creates memories, right? So if you
Yeah,
think back to like, the music you grew up on, or even now, I mean, the
right,
song comes on and you just, it puts you back into where you were. And
right,
those are the things that you take with you, right?
right. Yeah,
Mhm.
most definitely. And with the tangibility of goth, and that I keep associating with kind of the romanticism, the Edgar Allan Poe, love lost or love not obtained, or the loss of somebody's self or somebody's mind. Um, I think that feeling is so ever present, but with music, and especially contemporary music, it's so instantaneous to transport you to that feeling. Its conveyance is just right there, and so
Yeah.
that's what I really love about music is it's instantaneous, and it's one of those art forms that immediate you get it right off the bat.
Yeah, I
Yep.
love that too. Like everybody has, the darker human emotions, the shadow side.
Yeah.
So like to me, like the goth music or the darker stuff is a really healthy way to express that and feel that
Right.
instead of, societal norms of like pushing it down and, putting up a mask. It's like, we're like, blah,
Right.
pushing
Right.
it through
Got only in the
fashion,
dark. Yeah.
music, art, whatever we can do. And that's like a form of art therapy.
Right.
Plus your
Exactly.
shadow side.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good. Yeah, it definitely is. I think any form of creativity is uh, you know something uh, that helps us work with today's everyday ills, right? And it's such a easy way to kind of commune with others as well. I think our friend Tiffany. I love these faces. So nice to see you
Tiff,
back
we
in.
love her. She is
Hi,
an
Tiffany.
amazing hairstylist.
She is. I did meet Tiffany maybe 15 years ago or so, and I had a performance group called OFM. You guys might get a kick out of this, where we got dressed up in big latex monster outfits.
Yes.
Hooked up with fake blood, and would do fight choreographed plays with a live band with taiko drums and stuff.
Nice.
That
Yeah,
sounds like a good time.
yeah,
Yeah. I want
it
to
was a
see
lot of
videos.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of fun, but oh my gosh, it was a headache and a lot of cleanup afterwards.
I
So,
bet.
but yeah, now I know what Guar goes through. So
Mm,
yeah, that's enough of that. James was commenting too. Rob Zombie is another one, and
Yeah.
um, you know, talking about like Sean and White Zombie. Yeah, there's a lot of these interesting um, contemporaries coming about. Obviously we've talked about Bauhaus, which is upcoming. So here's a little bit of info on that
it's
upcoming show, and
next Wednesday. It's coming
man,
up.
coming up way too fast.
Hmm.
Um, which is kind of nice to get back into this, going and seeing these new, live shows. Dawn, can you tell us like what's the biggest difference from transitioning out of COVID and going back into live shows? What are you able to differentiate between the before times, what shows were like back then, and then what we have to adhere to now?
Absolutely. I mean, before times, I actually was doing a lot of event production, and I was traveling all over the country doing different shows. So I mean,
Cool.
and I was actually living in another city. So
Oh,
I moved back to Denver, and I'm just glad that they are back. And I think it's really, and also working in COVID. I do a lot of remote work via New York. So I understand like there's the fear and the reservation of going to shows again, right?
right.
So I think a lot of events, as when there's spikes, they're on it. They're you know, if there's a mask mandate because cases are up, then it's really important to wear a mask if you're out and about as cases rise. And
Right.
but I think it's been nice. I can say from the beginning when they were trickling back, where people were, still maybe afraid to give hugs and whatnot, and where now I feel like it's almost a version of itself. It's not fully. I think there's always going to be some reservation, but
Right.
I think we'll get back there.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah, and if you don't mind, tell me about some of the upcoming events. I'm going to throw up, we mentioned a little bit earlier on, the
So
lake.
this Saturday, rain or shine, it coincides with World Goth Day, and we're doing a takeover. So everyone is invited.
Holy
We
cow.
want to see how many people can come out, and we're going to take over Lakeside Amusement Park. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow. So this Saturday is World Goth Day. There's actually a day for goth.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh my God. I did not know this. Thank you. That's pretty cool. So so when you say take over take over Lakeside, just
we're gonna have lots of black and all kinds of crazy attire, and it's fun for the family. Bring whoever. It's a great place to get together with your friends and the love of the community. So I'm excited to see old faces and new faces and meet new friends, and
yeah. This is Julian and Candy created this. Actually, Candy, Julian's wife, created this event 6 years ago. So this is the sixth one. Yep. And it's gotten absolutely ginormous. It's just blown up. If you look up the events on Facebook, you can see past pictures, and there's always a large group photo. So I mean, people come out because I believe it's from like 1 in the afternoon to 11:30. So you have some range to come either during the day or after dark.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh my gosh! Where can they go to get more information on this?
So we posted a few things on the Colorado Goth Society. There's also a Facebook event, which we can share also in the comments. I shared with you, Daniel. But yeah, information's everywhere.
Gothic takeover.
Yeah, you could do a Facebook search for Gothic takeover Lakeside, and it'll pop up.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, there's I think some previous years. That's quite the
there we go. Yeah, exactly. And in the front is Candy and Julian. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And then I think this might be. Was this a year previous to that, or?
I believe so.
Man, look at that. That looks like a lot of fun.
This is pre-COVID, right?
yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hopefully, it'll be back up to numbers like that and everything, right?
Yeah, and it's 1 to 11 p.m. So you have plenty of time to come, all day if you want, or if you want to go for certain sections, totally up to you. And it's all family friendly. Same rules apply at normal Lakeside, but I'm excited to see how everybody shows up, regardless of the weather.
Yeah, right.
So we'll just get a chance to wear like warm stuff, right? Our last chance.
Right. Is it supposed to rain? I'm not familiar with what's going on with the weather.
I think we're getting a little bit of a dip in temperature. There's the potential for rain, but let's hope not.
Well, bring your black rain jacket, I suppose.
There you go.
Just in case. Umbrellas are welcomed. It's that can be quite goth too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bring your baby bats. Tiffany, awesome.
Yeah,
hi,
exactly.
Alex.
Oh, yay.
Tiffany, the way you did Alex's hair for the vampire ball, it was absolutely gorgeous and perfect for our performance. Thank you for that.
Yay.
Yes, these events are great for goth moms. Yes, absolutely. Bring all the baby bats.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So let's see here. What else is coming up? You sent me some promotional stuff. This is one I'm not familiar with.
So next Tuesday, it's Dark Tuesdays. There's a show. It's Gene Loves Jezebel. Also at the after the show, then they'll also have Dark Tuesdays, which follows every Tuesday at HQ.
Nice.
And we actually did a giveaway to the show.
Oh, cool. I don't think I'm familiar with Gene Loves Jezebel. Is this?
Band,
yeah,
right?
It is an older goth band.
Okay. Holy cow!
Almost, I should have had you play something.
Yeah, well,
you can get on YouTube and do some search, and there's definitely.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with these live broadcasts is copyright, right?
So, right, exactly.
I've been taken down before, when that happens, when somebody poops their pants. It's like, okay, all right, I guess I can't promote you. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my favorite events I have yet to be at, but I love the idea is Goth Prom. And I think Colorado I think we promoted last year's event because you guys had your event on either that Thursday or Friday. Sorry, excuse me, I'm battling a cold. To our inaugural event. So we got a great opportunity to kind of cross promote, and this is great. So this is coming up again.
Yes, we're so excited. This is the opportunity to get everyone together, all the different nights, all the different groups, performance groups, you name it. We're all in one place and we're all hosts. So we're really excited about this.
Man,
this is right after my birthday, so we're extra. Lots of celebration there. Yay. Yeah, cool birthdays.
Cool. Wait, Twin Tribes.
Yes.
I'm not familiar. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, it's a band. So they are in that same genre. And so we usually have a headliner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I would encourage people, if they're not aware of them, YouTube it, Twin Tribes. They're really fantastic. They're so another good. Great.
So good.
Yeah, last year I believe it was Nightclub.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it's always a good time.
Nightclub I'm familiar with.
Okay.
So okay. Forgive my ignorance, but I'm glad that I'm learning a lot more about the culture and the music and stuff. There's clearly a lot to go out and seek. That's the stuff I love is that search for something new, even if it's something old. It's new to me, because
there's no shortage of things to do. I know every Tuesdays, like I said, the Dark Tuesdays. Wednesdays are still a favorite at Milk Bar. Every Wednesday is a goth night. So if you're unfamiliar, tonight you can go in and get your dance on.
No, yeah. Oh man, that's awesome.
Ricky. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is Dawn's hat, by the way.
We can be Arctic goths. So
yeah,
yeah.
You can wear all your cloaks and fun things.
Oh, that's awesome. It sounds like there a lot of the stuff that you're involved in also involves a lot of families, goth families, and some families brought up in subculture. Yeah, I'm always curious, like the kids that grow up, like obviously I'm a bit of a black sheep in my family, so I kind of rebelled against my parents and stuff. I'm always curious that when the people on the outskirts or the rebels that come from families and stuff and then raise their own kids, it's like, okay, how do they rebel against people that already clearly are rebelled and probably still are, and it's like
the other way.
Yeah, the opposite.
They turn it
yeah. She knows.
Yeah. Start wearing khakis and like
yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. I mean,
yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there was
really,
also the Gothnic, I think is towards the end of
Yes.
summer. That's like a day event, afternoon
cool.
event that the community gets together and it's all family friendly in a park.
Mhm.
Oh,
And we just
wow.
set up tents and bring food and
Yep.
hang out. It's pretty fun.
And we're also working on some things in the background, nothing to announce yet,
Okay.
but we definitely are thinking of more family friendly outings. So stay tuned once we get those details. It's always a chance to get the community together, do
Yeah.
something fun. Yeah.
That's awesome. So for everybody watching, obviously, go to Colorado Goth Society Facebook group page, and you know uh, seek out the Bauhaus giveaways. Go to Fascinations,
Yes.
which I think is probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, very important, because it's a brick and mortar store too.
It is.
Go and support your local stores. Sign up for those the free giveaways for tickets and stuff, but also go buy something while you're there too.
Mhm.
They have
Absolutely.
amazing wares too.
Yeah, they
Like
do.
just gorgeous stuff. I mean, they kind of bridge a big gap too. Like they have a lot of goth stuff, but then they have like, bright, colorful things too. So
Yeah.
yeah, lots to see there.
Yeah, for some of the kids that are looking to find their community and everything, and like maybe goth is that thing. Where do you recommend starting out, fashion wise, art wise, film and TV, or film and music and stuff?
Are you saying as far as like shopping or like your
Yeah,
local places here? Well, yeah, Fashion Nation is definitely been around for a really long time, and they are always current and up to date with all kinds of different wares. And they have shoes, you name it. I mean, it's a really great place just to go. You'll hear music that they have in the background. They're a good resource too. They often promote different shows, and so that's a really good place. There's a couple different groups online. They do different meetups, whether it's
cool.
graveyards. Like I said, there's so
Cool.
many different events, and whether it's art shows to you name it.
Yeah.
It's
So if they're underage, I'd say try to attend the more, family friendly events like the Lakeside Takeover, the Gothic Takeover, or the Gothic Picnic, and kind of meet people that way. But I mean, we have all the information at our fingertips with the internet, so
Right.
like look online for inspiration and
Yep.
and order away. Like don't be afraid to get your style started on
Yep.
whatever you're drawn to. Just experiment. And I mean, I sketch shop at Hot Topics. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody starts somewhere, right? And then,
Right.
yeah. So, I mean, you can look up all kinds of music. I mean,
Mhm.
you could go down a huge rabbit hole on
Right.
YouTube of.
Again.
There's so many different genres of goth.
Yep,
I
there
mean,
is.
there's like industrial. There's like old school goth, like traditional goth music, which was like back from like Susie and the Banshees, Bauhaus,
Yeah.
that crossover punk thing. I mean, you could really like go way back, and that would keep someone busy for quite a while.
Yeah, and there's so many different types of goths. So,
Mhm.
like I've seen this really great illustration of different goth fashion, like from the psychobilly with the cyber dreads to rockabilly goth
yeah.
to, I mean, you name it, more
Lots of
tribal.
crossover, yeah.
There's like you said,
Alex just said there's talk of a Renaissance Goth Festival day.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually saw that event on Facebook. So there's a group of goths that are going to meet up at the Renaissance Fair.
Oh yeah.
So that would be a good opportunity to maybe
Opening
meet
day.
up and just start talking to people. I mean, if you're old enough to go to clubs, go to a club night if that's your thing. Yes, Goth Mentor Program,
Yes.
adopt a bat.
I
I'm
love that.
all for
Yeah.
that. I love taking people under my bat wing.
Oh, that's awesome. When it comes to like new excuse me, new goth music or film, what is kind of hitting that, you know, that trend, or hitting that stride that you're really, that's catching your attention?
New goth music.
New goth music.
Yeah. Oh man, the list is so long. It's hard to narrow it down. But I mean, I love nightclub. They're one of my a newer one. Maybe not the newest, but yeah. I mean, I'll go out to clubs and still Shazam because
Right?
I'm like,
There's so
what
many.
is this? This sounds so good. I don't know this. So.
And there's that crossover too. So there's like dark wave and you name it.
Right.
Like I'm a fan of band Boy Harsher. Like
Yeah.
they're coming to Meow I think in August.
Yeah, they're from Boston actually. I love Lebanon, Hanover, and like the newer-ish dark wave bands. Yeah, we just saw Actors. They're from Canada, which you know they don't really like. I don't think they really present as goth, but they have a little bit of a darker sound. Yeah, maybe a little bit of a darker look, but
Nice.
Last weekend I was at the Contravoid show at High Dive. So High Dive's another place that has, you know, all kinds of different shows going on a regular basis.
Nice.
Jada out of Germany. Nice. Amazing. Goth. Very cool.
Yeah.
Fairy goths. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's, you know, just all these, you know, fantastic things coming from, you know, the goth, you know, community globally, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all over the place. And I gotta say, kind of moving around the US a lot earlier in my my teens and my 20s, Denver's got the absolute best scene I've ever been to.
They do.
Yeah. It's huge. There's tons of people, tons of events all the time, tons of club nights. I mean, you might have like a little bit of FOMO because there's so much going on.
There is.
Right. Okay.
It's Phoenix, and it's definitely it goes strong here, and it's something to do almost every night. Sometimes they have Thursdays at 7:15. Like I said, we always encourage people, if you have an event, share it on our page. You know, we're not just not only our admins and moderators, we're sharing stuff, but we encourage the community. If there's something that we missed, please share. Like we're all about coming together.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, one of the things that comes to mind too, you know, when you mentioned Anna, that Denver has, you know, one of the strongest scenes, is, you know, that you mentioned industrial music and its influences too. You know, the Chicago Denver connection with Wax Tracks. You know, the early days of that with like KMFDM and Ministry.
And man, just went to that show. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We just came to town.
Yeah. They were just here.
And they were here with the Melvins too, which I absolutely love.
Cool.
Oh man, that's awesome. It's fascinating to talk to you about, you know, this culture. I don't think, so often people talk about subcultures as, you know, a subculture, but when it's such a unifying thing and it's global, I don't think it's really a subculture. It's just part of culture. It's that tapestry that makes everything worth living.
Absolutely. I agree totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I need to take like online classes from a gal in London who does Gothic fusion belly dance. So that's pretty amazing to connect with people around the world over you know, a style of music, or it's a culture. I don't know if it is a subculture anymore.
No, it's so ever present and omnipresent, you know, so I think it's absolutely wonderful. It, you know, that's what art is. It gives you an excuse to commune over stuff that you love and makes life worth living.
I agree.
Hell yeah.
Well, cool. But we just got a few more minutes, but you know, is there anything else that Dawn, that you want to pitch, or
So every Monday, we have still a lot of tickets that we're giving away. We partnered up with Ritual Noise, and
Right.
he has been kind to give us tickets to give away to the community.
Oh,
So
Shout
we're
out to AJ.
yeah,
Thank you, AJ.
exactly.
He books all the concerts. Well, a lot of them.
Cool.
So
Nice.
Mondays, we've been doing Monday giveaways. We're also announcing the Mondays, so always check the site. Shout out to Fashion Nation, Paul, who has been amazing at also gifting us tickets to give to the community. And we've also gotten tickets from the different venues. The Mission Ballroom has been really fantastic as well. So we're just excited to give back. So that we can be the facilitators to help bring people together. So. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we can meet you guys at one of the shows someday.
Hi.
and then hopefully we'll be able to see you at Colorado Festival of Horror in September as well.
Yes.
Yes.
We will be there for sure.
We would love to dance
Yes.
for your bed. Book
Yes.
us. Book us. Everybody
Good.
tell
Yes.
him to book us.
We, Anna, we'll have to talk about this off camera, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No pressure.
no pressure. Just
Yeah.
throw it around the world. I love it. No, that's wonderful. And with all these events and all these things, going on, and of course Bauhaus. Go out and see Bauhaus if you're not familiar. Like you were saying, Dawn. Go online. Look up their music.
Purchase tickets. We're doing giveaways. If you're, there's still tickets, but they're going fast. And I will say, I believe this is the last time that we will see them all together. So,
Right.
this is I don't want to say end to an era or any of that, but
Could be.
it could be. So,
Get on it, right?
yes.
That's awesome. Well, Dawn, Anna, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
It's been amazing.
It's really awesome to talk about this. We're so passionate about it. So to be able to share it live on a show is pretty fucking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I even brought up the horror gnomes. I have a bunch of gnomes that go in my garden. They're all the different horror characters. I even have a bat that a girlfriend sent me. It's an actual a taxidermy bat.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then, of course, you've got Resner, your bat cat.
Yes. He's
So,
sleeping now.
no, as she probably should.
I probably gave him too many treats.
Yeah. That'll help. Well, she's got to keep up her energy because she's got night things to do. So, all kinds of mischievous stuff. Again, thanks for coming on, conversing with me and kind of educating me a lot more about, goth community stuff that, I'm not fully aware of and kind of opening the door for anybody who's out there who's curious, and might want to participate in the amazing culture that is goth.
Yes.
Yeah. It's fun to explore.
Yes.
Wonderful flags.
Yeah, nice.
I like weirding you.
We're all weirdos here. It's okay. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on over. Go. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah. Stick around for a few minutes while we sign off. And, for everybody that tuned in, thanks so much for tuning in and, supporting your local Colorado Goth Society. And of course, all things music and film and art based, and of course horror. Yeah, we love that.
Love it.
Love it. Yay.
I think I go to bed sometimes watching horror movies. So I mean,
So do I. So do I.
Nice. That doesn't surprise me.
No, yeah, it's kind of a necessity. It lulls me to sleep. It's comforting.
Comforting,
yes. Very comforting.
But of course, to our sponsors and our friends, if you're a revolution, make sure you're caffeinated. Mutiny Information Cafe. And of course, to our friends at Hellfire Entertainment, thank you for rebroadcasting us on your social media. And Groovy TV. Even though we lost you a couple of years ago, Groovy, we carry on in your stead. And our sponsors, Alien Donut Films, Bill and Angela over there. Thanks for putting up with my shit. And my producers, Stephen Santa Cruz and Amanda Armstrong, thanks so much. And to everybody out there, be good, be kind, help each other out during these tough times. And remember, we love you. Stay creepy.